Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hey everybody, welcome into Bayou Time Sports. I am Harry McCullough. Next couple of segments, we'll be talking about wrestling, high school wrestling, more specifically, middle school wrestling, with a couple of coaches here, Wade Elliott and Emily Elliott. Thanks so much for being with us. You guys are with Evergreen Junior High, and I want to talk about what you guys just did in a big tournament, but I also want to talk about the creation of wrestling in the Bayou, which is something that's relatively new. We've had people that wrestled a little bit over the years, but now it's becoming bigger and better, and with sponsorships, you guys have been able to make it a lot bigger. So tell me about what y'all just got back from, and that's the junior middle school tournament.
We did Louisiana Junior High State. There was 30 teams that entered. We had a total of 17 kids that we entered, and 170-ish total that went and competed. Which is unusual, right?
You don't always see the middle school, right? Y'all wrestled at Rommel and the tournaments there. We know the big tournament there, but is this new for the middle schools?
Middle school here for sure. It's still new around the area and around Louisiana. If it's not in the private sector, the public school sector is starting to come out more and more with middle school wrestling.
And wrestling is such a great sport, and I think it teaches so many different lessons. But so you guys did pretty good, particularly being your inaugural season. First of all, Jason, can we see the graphic? Go through some of these names of some of the girls and boys that placed there.
So we had 3 state champions. So that would be Gianna Fasulo at girls 97. We had at girls 110, Zaylee Solar, and we had Jackson Tucker at 165 for the boys. We had state runner-ups, which is Ella Ford at 110. We had girls 130, Kira Pai. Girls 149, Charlize Vera. For third place, we had Carlin Cavalier for 106. Girls 110, Reagan Dwaron. Girls 149, Kamari Brown. For fourth place, we had Grayson Punch at 92, and we had Spencer Guthrie at 165.
So that's awesome, and Jason will roll in some video as we look at it. But how cool is this first of all, to do so well in those things, but how did this club come together?
I'll take that one.
So it started off last year. So we're a feeder school for H.L. Bourgeois, and that was their first inaugural year. And so we've realized that we have some younger kids that would like to join HL, and we'd love to see the fundamentals begin earlier. So we had a couple of parents call into the school board to see if it would be a possibility with the coach at the time. And then Wade took over and spearheaded going to Dr. Nelson to say, hey, I would love to coach junior high wrestling in order for it to be successful, so that way HL, we can be even more successful once we hit the high school scene. And then I came along afterwards, started teaching there, and then so we kind of and then Deidre Punch came along as well to help assist with us, because 30 junior high kids on a Saturday, that's a lot. That is a lot. I mean, just think about it in a classroom and then on a wrestling mat as well. So just to kind of put everybody together, make sure that everybody's learning the skills needed. That was the goal, is to just make sure that they have the skills needed to make sure that they don't get the injuries don't happen, and that way a new sport is introduced to them.
Mm-hmm. Wade, do you have a background in wrestling?
I do not.
Just watch YouTube videos and get out there with them?
So our son wrestles for HL Bourgeois. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, I kind of caught interest with, I guess, Coach No Block, because I was at Terrebonne and we're friends. So I kind of picked up a little interest in it, and it was nerve-wracking, because I do like the sport. I love the sport. Our son loves the sport. And it brings us together closer as a family, because it's something in common that we now all love. Even our 2 youngest, one's 7, one's 5, and they love it too. And they love going to watch brothers. So it just piqued that interest.
Yeah, we're watching the videos. Obviously, the Evergreen guys are all in the green. Were y'all surprised at the results?
I was not surprised totally of the results, because when I tell you the kids put in extremely hard work. We teach, right? We coach, but that only goes so far. The kids have to want it, and the weeks coming into it, you could tell that they were really wanting it, and that they weren't scared of the scene that was coming.
Yeah. And boys and girls. So y'all say this is the first time girls actually wrestle girls, right?
At the state tournament.
At the state tournament, yeah. And so, but I see a lot of success from the girls and a lot of participation from the girls.
Oh, yes. And our girls, it doesn't matter. They don't discriminate. Boys or girls, they will wrestle anybody. And they will come and pick out which kids they want to wrestle. Right. If they've lost the first match, they're like, I want a rematch. I don't want the rematch with him. No fear at all from our girls. And just to put it into perspective, the 165 weight class that we have a state champion, and then we have a fifth placer in, that was 17 people in their bracket. It was between them and the 92-pound bracket. Those were the hardest brackets in our tournament. And we have placers. Right. So we have a state champion, we have a fourth place. And that fourth place, that was some hard work. Grayson put in the work for that. And that's actually Coach Deidre's son. Yeah. And Jackson did well. And Spencer put in all the hard work as well. Let me tell you, those were some hard brackets.
So before we go to break here, Bourgeois, this is going to be a big feeder school. Nobody else, there's no middle schools this is the only one in the parish.
No.
So, there's other ones here? Houma Junior, okay. Because you better watch out for Bourgeois, man. Y'all got them coming up. So, right. Hey, let's take a break. We'll talk more about wrestling, this program, and where it'll head in the future and how they're hoping to grow it. We'll be right back. More Bayou Time right after this.
Stay tuned for more Bayou Time Sports, brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System, Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, and Barker Kia.
Hey, welcome back to Bayou Time Sports. Harry McCullough here. We're speaking with the Evergreen Junior High wrestling coaches, and that'd be Wade Elliott and Emily Elliott. And you're also a teacher at school, so they probably know you. Miss Elliott. A quick story. Daniel Cormier. You guys heard of Daniel Cormier. He's a big wrestler. He was He wrestled in the Olympics, also a big wrestler in UFC. He was at Northside High School when I was in Lafayette. I knew him because he was a football player, because they barely had any wrestling, at those schools, right? But this guy was a stud and obviously found his way to Oklahoma and then all that and became a champion. But there was no facilities at Northside High School. So he had to find other ways, clubs and all that to do. I get to that because this season runs from October to January. Y'all just finished. But really, the wrestling season is now starting. Half the year is now a club, right? Correct. Tell me about the club and how y'all bringing everybody in the Bayou together to kind of join this club.
So Reaper has been established for some years now, but any age could have went. I think it was 7 on up. But now that we have junior high established, they're going to come in to club not having to be taught everything. We're trying to get those fundamentals set during the actual year. And once you roll into club, then they can go right where they picked up right where they left off. But we're trying to get everybody who wrestles in it. So Houma Junior High, Evergreen, Terrebonne, HL, Central Lafourche, South Terrebonne, did I miss anybody?
Vanderbilt.
And Vanderbilt. We're trying to get as many of those teams as possible to get as many kids as possible to create a big Bayou region team through club.
Yeah, they can all wrestle each other, get better, get more experience. It's a big technique sport besides obviously conditioning. That's a big part of it as well,
and
too.
We help with club. We're listed as assistant coaches, and Coach No Block from Terrebonne, he is the head coach of that travel club. He owns that club, so we help out him.
And some of the facilities, you said Explore Houma has helped you out quite a bit.
Yes.
Tell me about the facilities. And I mean, it's not cheap to join these, but with sponsorships kind of helped you guys out a little bit, huh?
So for high school, there was a grant put in last year by our coach last year, and he went in and got us a grant for HL Bourgeois in order to have mats for competition as well as mats for a training room. And HL gave us an older classroom, an older computer lab that was no longer a thing. It was an empty is a bigger room that was empty, and we were able to mat that down on the floor and in the walls. So that way we have a practice room for them. So we're not practicing in the hallways and rolling up heavy mats all together. And this year we went ahead and tried again for Evergreen, because Evergreen was doing some work from Hurricane Ida still, and they had some back rooms from the old shop that were going to be vacant. And I think Dr. Nelson has said that we could possibly have one of those. So we were able to raise money through Explore Houma and is it Bella?
A bunch. I mean, it was Blacklist, Bouquet Machine, Edward Jones, Zach Lapperouse, Buckhorn, Fusillos, Piggly Wiggly, Sola, Custom, and Apparel.
But so it helps these kids, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
you're good.
it helps these kids pay the expense. It's almost like a travel baseball, but they don't pay that much.
Absolutely, because mats cost in between $10,000 and $16,000 depending how big or what you have on it, as well as you need practice mats, because you don't want to ruin the competition mats, because then you got to keep buying those. So our sponsors have definitely helped bring our sport to life, and just are able to give our kids the space in order to practice, in the safe space to do it. That was the goal.
So who can try out for this?
So anybody for Evergreen, anybody that's coming into Evergreen next year, 6th grade going on 7th, or anybody that's at that school.
But I mean, for the club though.
Anybody can join club. It is basically open registration as long as you meet the age, which I think it's 6 or 7, somewhere around there.
Is there a website that they can go to?
I think it's on the Facebook page.
I think it's on our on their
So
Facebook page.
it's on the Reaper Wrestling's Facebook page.
I got you. And so anybody who wants to come up is interested. Like I said, look, this is a great, I would say for boys, but for girls too, right? It's a great way to learn about technique, balance, conditioning, all of those things that it kind of teaches you, right? Teamwork. Now, obviously it's an individual sport, but you guys are getting together as teams.
Club is, so if you really want to be competitive in junior high wrestling or high school wrestling, and as you're going to talk about the results later with the high school teams, having wrestling year round is pivotal. And without Reaper and Coach Noblock starting that, it's really difficult to get that year round unless you have that.
Yeah. And look, I saw it firsthand. I'm talking about Daniel Cormier.
That's right.
I saw it changed this guy's whole path in life. And I'm not saying that these guys are all going to all be champions of the UFC one day, but you never know, right? Who knows where Daniel Cormier came from, Northside High School.
Right.
So why don't somebody come from Gray?
We find with the kids that we've experienced with just ourselves and our son, with them wrestling, it's a positive way to get steam out.
Yeah.
Not a negative way to get it out.
There's definitely more positiveness in the classroom. There's more determination. You see a big difference just in classwork.
Right.
As a teacher, and I teach math, and not everybody likes math, and you're seeing people put more effort into it.
Sure.
And wrestling has a big part to do with that.
You can get through wrestling. You can get through a little math homework, right?
Hopefully.
And structure, right? We all crave structure too. So it's a
Very.
great way to do it. Well, guys, congratulations on the great start. Best of luck as we move along to the club season. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.